I'm about to show you my final FPL draft for Game Week 1. I've carried out a lot of research to develop this team. Last season I finished with a rank of 3,000 out of about 8 million teams, and this season's target is the top 1,000. I've tried to pick the players that are as close to being 100% nailed as possible to reduce the risk of unnecessary early transfers, and I will explain the reasons as to why I've picked each player. Additionally, during the video I will show you combined 11 of the elite FPL players in the world brought to you by Fantasy Football Fix. I also have an extremely generous membership discount exclusive to my audience, so stay tuned for more information. Right, let's start the team reveal. First of all, I did invest the full £100 million into the team. I like to have £0.5 million in the bank, it just didn't work out that way when I picked the first 11. As you can see on the screen, I'm rocking a 3-5-2 formation. I've got 3 defenders at the back for a nice high ceiling. Let's start by building from the back. I've got my first team goalkeeper as Sanchez for £4.5 million and one of my defenders as Dunk for £5 million. I've gone with a Brighton double up in defence because they were ranked second for goals conceded in the latter half of last season, and they were ranked third for expected goals conceded throughout the whole season. They also have a favourable first 8 fixtures. Both players offer great value for money. Dunk has 2 channels to points through both clean sheets and attacking returns. His attacking returns come from direct free kicks and an aerial threat. My backup goalkeeper is Gunn for £4 million. He's got the highest expected minutes of any of the cheapest goalkeepers. At the time this video is being recorded, he's only 1.5% owned, so he's much less likely to drop in price early on, unlike Foster who's 30% owned, who'll cost you money if he doesn't play when people sell him and his price drops. The second defender in my team is Alexander-Arnold for £7.5 million. I'd go as far as saying that he has a great run of fixtures for the first 17 game weeks. Last season he was the top defender for expected attacking returns per 90 minutes. He was expected to obtain 0.32 attacking returns per game and managed 0.3. Combine that with Liverpool's ability to obtain a clean sheet with Van Dijk back in the team and you're going to expect some high points there. He's got the highest points projections for any defender across all the websites with data models that project the points by quite a margin. I did consider a double up with Robertson, but at the time this video is being recorded he's got a sprained ankle and he's only got a 25% chance of playing. I know Trent is the most expensive defender in the game, but I still think he offers good value for money. The last defender in my first team is Shaw for £5.5 million. As you can see, there's a common theme here. I've got another attacking defender, and his attacking output has improved a lot recently. Whilst Game Week 1 isn't an easy fixture, they have a decent run for the next 6 game weeks after that. A good thing about Shaw is the fact that he takes some corners and indirect free kicks. As for his clean sheet potential, United were ranked 4th in the league for expected goals conceded last season. I think £5.5 million is quite cheap for what he offers. Let's finish off the last 2 defenders. I've got Amati for £4 million. Leicester currently have plenty of injuries in defence. He played 90 minutes in the Charity Shield against Manchester City, and he rotates really well with Dunk when he's got difficult fixtures. He's got the second highest expected minutes for any defender by 14 minutes. He's behind a £4 million Liverpool left back who would block my Liverpool triple up, and there is a chance that Robertson might be back soon anyway. And the last defender is Kelly for £4 million. I struggled with this selection. I just picked the one who was third for expected minutes. A good thing is that he's currently only 1.5% owned. I considered Duffy due to the Brighton injuries, but didn't quite want a Brighton defensive triple up just in case a game got called off due to COVID. The first midfielder is Salah for £12.5 million. He was the first player in my team. He's been reliable in FPL for plenty of seasons, and like I mentioned earlier, Liverpool have got a great run of fixtures. As we all know, Salah's on penalties and he takes some direct free kicks as well. He's right at the top of my captaincy matrix for 3 of the first 6 game weeks, and he's in the top 2 across 5 of them. For that reason, I don't see the point in me paying £12 million for Bruno if I only captain him once or possibly even twice when I can spread the funds elsewhere instead. If a player being essential was a thing this season, then Salah is the man. My next midfielder completes the Liverpool triple up. It's Jota for £7.5 million. I'd consider him high risk, high reward in terms of minutes. He did feature in pre-season whilst Firmino didn't. Initially it was between him and Robertson, but I went with Jota because Robbo picked up an injury in pre-season. Once again, that is at the time this video is being recorded. My next midfielder is Mahrez for £9 million. He's on penalties, direct free kicks and corners. He plays in a team that scores an abundance of goals. I've actually got him top of my captaincy matrix for game week 2 against Norwich at home. It gives me an option to go between him or Salah. I wouldn't go as far as saying that he's a long-term pick, but he's played the most minutes of any outfield City player in pre-season with 300. Even with Pep Roulette, I think he's nailed at the start of the season. I also think he's worth more than his price tag when he gets a run of games because he is explosive. My next midfielder is Rafinha for £6.5 million. It was quite a late decision because he didn't have the best opening fixtures, but his underlying stats are good. He's on direct free kicks, corners and indirect free kicks. I was planning on bringing him in later on in the season, but I don't like booking in transfers and it usually costs me an extra 4 points for a hit elsewhere. He's extremely underpriced, as if it was a mistake, so he's low risk at that price. I was quite surprised by my last midfielder. He was the last player that I put in my team and I didn't consider him all of pre-season. It's Son for £10 million. When I drafted my first 10 players, I figured out I had another £10 million budget to spend on my first team, and it turned out that Son was the best of the rest. He's been playing out of position as a forward in the pre-season, he's on penalties in the absence of Kane, he takes direct free kicks and indirect free kicks, puts in a good case for captaincy at home to Watford in game week 3, and is an option in game week 4 against Crystal Palace as well. Before I reveal the forwards, here's a combined 11 of the elite FPL players in the world, brought to you by Fantasy Football Fix, who sponsored this video. Their website helped me achieve my 3k rank last season and my 10k rank the season before. If you want to see the Elite 11 update in real time through the whole season and access other useful tools to help you gain an advantage in FPL, they've kindly provided a 65% discount on premium memberships for all of my subscribers. It is for a limited time only. To claim your discount, simply click the link in the description below under Fantasy Football Fix. Now let's finish the team off. The first forward spot and the last bench slot goes to Obafemi for £4.5 million. His expected minutes tally is currently 30, whilst all the other forwards in that price bracket are 0. There is a chance he might play for Southampton after the departure of Danny Ings. I didn't need a cheap midfielder due to my 3-5-2 formation. If you do need one, then there are plenty of options such as Basuma, Brownhill, Allen, etc. Okay, so forward number 1 in my first team is Ings for £8 million. I really wanted a Villa player in the first 3 game weeks. They've got Watford away, Newcastle at home and Brentford at home. There's a chance he could be on penalties. I did consider Watkins and Buendia, but they're both injured at the time this video is being recorded. I could have gone for another Villa defender, but I wouldn't like a double transfer in game week 4 when there's a fixture swing, and I like to limit my transfers on defenders. Last but not least is Antonio for £7.5 million. His underlying stats are always promising. He's got an opening fixture against Newcastle away, which isn't too bad. I fancy him in game weeks 3 and 4 against Crystal Palace and Southampton. Could also be on penalties. The price tags of the two forwards offer flexibility of transferring to so many good options at that price point. This team selection is 99% locked in, but of course it is subject to availability. So for example, if there was an injury, it would force some changes. Any changes will be announced on my Twitter page. If you enjoyed the video, then it would be appreciated if you could hit the like button. If you'll be playing FPL for the full season, then hit the subscribe button. And let me know your game week 1 team in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.